Coming.
Hello, you have a minute?
Yeah.
You trying to do Excel?
Huh?
Trying to do Excel? Oh.
So once you do this is the basic template
Right.
for any LP problem.
Okay.
So number of variables and number of constraints. So in this example, we have 3 variables and 6 constraints. Suppose you have more variables, you have more columns.
Okay.
And more rows if you have more constraints. Okay, this is the basic setup. Once you do this, then you have to look at the problem, and in this cell you have to put one more thing. You have to put all these constants. So looking at the problem, we have, see, this row is meant for objective function coefficients. So the objective function is maximize z equals 10x1 plus 12x2 plus 15x3. 10, 12, 15, that will come in these 3 cells. 10, 12 and 15. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so these are the, each row is for each constraint. Each constraint has coefficients for the variables. For the first constraint, you have variables coefficients like 2x1, 3x2, 4x3. So 2, 3, 4 will come here. 2. In the right hand side for first constraint is 47. Do the same thing for the rest of the constraints. The second one has 4x1, 5x2, 2x3, 53. 4, 5, 2, 53. Next, constraint number 3, 4, 2, 6, 62. Then fourth constraint is what? 1x1 is greater than or equal to 0. So 1x1 greater than or equal to 0. The next constraint is 1x2. That is the second, this column, 1x2 equal to 0. Next one is 1x3 equal to 0. Okay? Is it clear what I have done so far? Now, next. This is the initial setup. First, we have the template based on this, and then we put all the constants. Constants being the coefficients of all the variables. The next part is, in this cell, we have to put the objective function. What is the objective function? 10x1 plus 12x2 plus 15x3. But we are not going to put it in that form, only by cell reference.
Okay.
What does it mean as a formula? So we start off with equals what?
3.
First term is 10x1. So this is 10. So you're not going to put
Right.
10 cell reference.
And then you're going to do plus
10.
times
Then multiplied by
the cell 1, 2.
this one.
And then plus. I did that. I still got the wrong answer.
Wait. Are you following it? Okay. That is the first term, 10x1. The next term is plus 12x2. So add plus, instead of 12, this cell multiplied by
2.
this cell. Okay? No, you don't have to write it down, just follow it. Plus this cell multiplied by this cell. So you have inputted the objective function, press enter. Get 0, but that's correct because you don't have anything in those cells. That's why you got 0. You've done it correctly. Next, left hand side of constraint 1, same method. Start of equals. First constraint left hand side is 2x1, 3x2, 4x3. So 2, this one, times x1 plus this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. Similar to objective function. Then enter. I do the same thing for the rest. Next one, this multiplied by this plus this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Enter. Equals, there's only one term here, this multiplied by this. And again, there will be one term here also. Okay? So what have we done so far? We have inputted the objective function and the 6 constraints. Next, we go to Excel solver. How do we go that? Press data and then Excel solver here. So you get this template.
And if it's not in there, you gotta go to options and
Add it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So set objective function, I knew that we are going to this. Cursor is already here.
Mm-hmm.
The objective function cell. That is cell B2. It shows that set objective in B2. We have done that. Default is maximize. So that's our problem. And then by changing cells, what does it mean? What are the variables? Where are the variables? Lying here, these 3 cells.
Mm-hmm.
So that's taken care of. Now next we have to add these 6 constraints. So say add cell reference. See, every constraint will have a left hand side and a right hand side. So this is the left hand side for the first constraint. The default inequality is less than or equal to, which is correct because the maximizing problem, times this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then add the next one, this left hand side, again this is correct, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Add this, that's also correct, this. Add this one. So remember, these 3 constraints are greater than or equal to. You have to change the inequality sign. This one. And this one, add. This one, change the sign again.
How you know when to change the sign?
Depending on the constraint, because it's
Okay.
there based on this.
Okay.
So we are done with all the 6 constraints. So check whether everything is okay. B2, that's correct. Changing cells C2, D2, E2, that's correct. And we have 6 constraints. Lines 5, 6, 7 are less than or equal to. And 8, 9, 10 are greater than or equal to. Everything is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to change this one. It is not GRG non-linear, it is simplex LP. Next one. Okay, that's important. Otherwise, you will not get the required sensitivity report. You won't be able to make use of that. So solve, and it says it got a solution. Okay, and you have to print the answer and sensitivity report. Okay, you get it. So this is the final answer in the sense the objective. This is x1 star, x2 star, x3 star. This is the z star. Answer report gives you the same thing. So this is the answer report. This is the z value. X1, X2, original value was 0. Remember when we started? The final value is 190. Z star, x1 star, x2 star, x3 star. Okay, this is the answer report. You also have a sensitivity report. What is this? See, this tells you, suppose you're the manager, and let's say to how robust is your answer. Suppose for some reason you change what is 4, 5, 6 in the real world. It may be the price of a product. It's the objective function maximizing price times quantity. So suppose your manager, your boss tells you, suppose what happens if I change 4 to 3 or 4 to 5 for $4? Will it change the optimality? So to answer such question, you have to look at this one. So what this is telling you is, for the value of 4, okay, allowable increase is 4, allowable decrease is 1. So in that range, Suppose your boss says to change the price. Within that range, you can safely do it. Your optimality is still okay. So that's why it's an important report. Okay. So that's it basically. It did not take more than 5 minutes, right?